All right, you're ready to attend your first class. So it's important that you know exactly what to expect when you get here so that way you feel a little bit more comfortable and you're ready for your class. So I'm going to walk around a little bit and give you some pointers. The first thing that you're going to notice when you get to the school is that we are actually on the second floor of the plaza and there is no elevator. So the only way to come up to the school is through the stairs. So if you have any challenges or questions about that, reach out, let me know. We do have a couple of options that we can help you with. When you get to the top of the stairs, you are going to open up the door. Next thing you're going to notice is that the mats stop the door. So you do want to be careful when you open the door that it doesn't just go flying open. We don't want anybody to run into the door. You're going to step onto the carpet and walk all the way to the end of the carpet. As everybody who's with you comes in, whoever comes in last is going to make sure that they shut the door behind them. Now, we found this is important because we have the air conditioning in the summer and the heat in the winter, and we found that this hallway is just a vacuum. The building can actually gain or lose 5 degrees in just 1 or 2 minutes of that door being open. So we please ask that everybody, please make sure that you double, triple check and shut that door. Once you come in on the carpet, again, you're going to walk all the way to the end. Now, if you're a guest or a little dragon, you're going to put your shoes in the boot tray, and then you are all set. If you are a karate student and you have your prestige gear bag, then you're going to put your shoes inside your bag. That's going to help keep the area a little bit cleaner, and it's going to make a little bit more room for all of our guests when they come in for class instead of just piling all of the shoes up. Now, students with those prestige gear bags, you're not going to be able to quite see it, but right back here where the mats end on the carpet, the students line up their bags, and you just line them up one next to another. If the line goes all the way across, then you start a second row. So this is where we keep all of our bags. So again, it's neat, it's organized, and it's structured. If you are a little dragon, when you come in, you're going to find where mom or dad are sitting, and you're going to sit down right in front of them. Then you're going to wait for class time to start, which I will describe in a minute. If you're in the kids karate program, you are going to head over to the other side of the classroom, which I'm going to also show you in a minute, and you're going to have a seat along the wall. And that way then when class starts, you'll know exactly what to do next. When you're sitting crisscross applesauce with your parent or against the wall, you are more than welcome to talk to the other students, introduce yourself. We always encourage polite introductions, make some new friends, ask some questions. What school do you go to? Maybe you know somebody or maybe you already know them. So that way we want to be able to make sure that everybody feels comfortable when they start their first class. So from there, we're going to change the camera over to the other side, which is the main area of the classroom. And this is where predominantly all of the class action is going to happen. So as I mentioned, the first student coming in for class for the kids karate class is going to line up at the corner. The next person right next to them, right next to them, right next to them. Once we reach the corner, then they just turn and head down this way. So that way everybody's got plenty of room. At the same time, you don't want 2 or you can't afford 2 or 3 feet in between each person. You should be right next to the person and pretty much able to touch elbow to elbow. That's going to make sure there's enough room for every student. Now, when we start class, we always line up from shortest to tallest. So that way the shorter kids are always up front and they can see exactly what's happening. And then it's also important so that when we partner up, the kids are with a partner that's close to their size. This is why it's super important to make sure that you're here 10 minutes before class time. All right. A lot of times what will happen is the student that's running late is generally one of the smaller kids. And we've already lined up and started class. So all of the big kids are in the back and then they have to line up with one of the big kids because we've already lined everybody else up. So please do your best to be here on time, and on time is about 10 minutes before class time. All right, so what do I have here to say? For the kids class, or Little Dragons actually for both classes, I'll have a little circle down right here in front of me. Little Dragons, all right, you're gonna line up. Little Dragons aren't so much worried about shortest to tallest because we're just trying to get them to line up. So I can put them in a straight line, and if they line up correctly, they all get 2 points from me for lining up correctly. The kids karate class is gonna line up from shortest to tallest. You guys are expected to do that on your own in about 15 seconds or less. All right. If you have to stand and measure the person that you're standing next to, just step behind them. Makes it simple. Number 2, make sure you use your voice. What will happen is somebody will step in front of you and then everybody starts backing up and everybody starts running into everybody. Instead, make it simple. Turn around. Would you please back up? Right. And that way, everybody can take a big step backwards and nobody has to bump into anybody. If you're on the taller side of class and you're at the very end, give yourself some room. You don't have to line up right in front of the person in front of you. Give them several feet for a minute or two, because more than likely than not, they're going to back up and end up right where you are at. So if everybody works together as a team, lining up is simple. So what will happen then is once we're lined up, I'm going to say, all right, who's going to be my best clapper? And then we start clapping. Now, one of the things we talk about is there is no pity clapping in karate class. Pity clapping is when, okay, I'm supposed to clap, but I don't want to, right? If you don't feel like clapping, then you're better off not clapping than doing a pity clap. Nothing is worse than a pity clap. So we're going to see who's the best clapper. You are going to step up to the circle that I have on the floor. You're going to bow in and say the life skill. So for example, we just finished respect, and we're just about to start honesty. So if it was last cycle, feet together, bow, and you say respect, right? Or if you're coming into class now, feet together, bow, honesty. And we'll help remind you of that when you get started. Then you're going to come find me. I'm going to be standing right here in this area, and I'm going to be pointing right to the dot that you need to go to. Because sometimes we do 4 dots. Sometimes we do 6 dots. It depends on the number of people in class. I've got the math all figured out for what we need and what line. All you need to do is pay attention and look at me, and I'm going to point and tell you right where you need to go. Once all of the students are lined up, so you're standing on your dot, you're facing Ryu, our dragon, and you're clapping really strong and hard like a black belt. All right, one of the students is usually a leadership team member is going to walk to the front, and they're going to turn around. They're going to say, feet together, set, and everybody snaps. So when we snap to attention, hands, right, against our sides and feet together, right? Then they're going to walk you through the student creed. Student creed we have right up on the wall here. So for new students, we just expect you to listen and read it for the first several times. And then after a week or two, you'll start learning it. We want everybody to know it by the end of their first month of classes. Then we're off and running. Class gets going, having about this much fun, working super hard to make those muscles stronger, and learning some really cool karate. So that's basically everything that happens when you're going to come to your first class. I'm excited to have you join us. And if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know, and I will be happy to help you. See you soon.